Hello, here we are in Vienna and you're watching Beyond Pixels.
Ja. Hallo Leute, Chris hier von den Beyond Pixels. Ich sitze im Gasometer Backstage-Bereich und neben mir sind Pär und Chris von Sabaton. So, just a little fun question at the start. How would you describe Sabaton in 2 to 3 sentences to someone who never listened on any song of Sabaton before?
Well, you have to have the word heavy metal in there because it's what we do.
Yeah.
And I suppose with historical lyrics has to go in there. And a lot of fun.
Yeah. It's a good way.
At least you seem to have a lot of fun on stage when I look at recordings and even live shows. So anyway, let's go deeper into the matter. I'm a very big fan myself. You just started the last tour and hopefully it's not the last tour ever. How do you feel going in a tour?
Oh, for this tour, I mean, it was so much new stuff that we're bringing on tour now. It's new songs, old songs we haven't played before. The production is way bigger, so going into this tour was kind of hectic. It's like, like this. But I think it was even more for you.
Well, it's a big production and a lot of new stuff for us. But the tour has started really well. And I think it's passing so fast that everybody is shocked that it's almost the end of the first
leg
round of the tour, which feels absolutely weird because it feels like we're just getting started.
Yeah.
And that has to be a good sign because it means that we're having a lot of fun, even though we are sick. Everybody is sick on the whole tour bus. There's coughings all night. People are sneezing, coughing. We have ear infections, nose infections, throat infections. We have, so it's not so easy to get along, but you just have to do it. So one day you have a cold, the next day you have something else, and but we all have to do it, and the important thing is that we do the good shows, no matter what.
Yeah, and you certainly do. So, your 8th album, The Last Stand, hit on August last year. How's the response from your fans so far?
In the beginning it was a little bit funny because we only released the singles for Lost Battalion, a lot of Bannockburn, and people got a little bit weird because it was such a different style of music, but we had to have that. And but when they actually got the CD, then the whole album, they actually saw that it's still Sabaton.
Yeah.
So it was a little bit weird in the beginning, but now people love it. Hopefully.
The good thing is we have so much requests, and every night we are playing a lot of the new album. Tonight in Vienna, I think we are playing 6 of the new songs, for example, which is good that the people, that's not because we want to play the new songs only, it's because the people also want to hear the new stuff. There are bands who tour around which is depending on their playing or only their first albums from the first years or something like that, and then they play a new song just because they have to promote a new album, but the people are there to hear the old stuff. It's great to come every night and see that people really want the new album, and the focus is on that. So even though there are some people who want us to play some older songs, the majority of the people want us to play new songs. So for us, that's a sign that we are going the right way and that we keep doing good albums. So not only did The Last Stand reach the highest position on the album chart so far, but it also created an album which people want to hear live. Fantastic for us.
Yeah, I constantly hear 2 raging opinions about this album. The one half says it's a solid piece of metal and it's a typical Sabaton album, and the other side says the album got a whole new vibe to it, and it's just about time to get some variation in there. I think those 2 opinions very very funny because they are so spread.
Yeah, I think this album is the most various album we've done, because we got so much new influences, and for the songs, like we got bagpipes and we got Hammond organ and we got
the War Machine
drums.
drums.
War Machine drums, and I mean,
there is a lot of new stuff indeed. So it is definitely breaking new ground, but you can hear that this is Sabaton.
Yeah, just put on the keyboards and then Joachim vocals and then it's Sabaton.
That brings me right away to my next question, because one of my favorite songs of the albums is Blood of Bannockburn. Not only because you started with bagpipes and the whole song has a how I feel it is an uptone. It's a really not happy but really engaging song, and then you hit it with a second instrument with the Hammond that you never used before. How did that came to be? Did you plan it?
Initially, there was no bagpipes planned. There was only the Hammond organ.
Yeah.
But as I wrote the lyrics, I said, well, we can include bagpipes here because of the lyrics content. It should be a good addition to make the sound more colorful, to explain more what the song is all about. And it worked really fine. Yeah, but it is a cheerful song. It's written in major key.
Yeah, major. It's the first song that's actually written in major key.
So that's why it's cheerful, obviously.
So we went to Scotland to the Highlands and we brought a bagpipe and you stood there and started playing and we recorded that. So that's what's on the album.
That's you on the album.
Nah, no, I'm just kidding.
I wish.
Yeah.
So, sadly, Tobbe left the band. How hard was the transition to Tommy, and considering you were in the middle of making the new album?
No, we were done with the new album.
Yeah.
So it was in the middle of the summer, and emotional. It was really, really hard to lose such a good friend, to have him around all the time. We are, of course, he's always with us in here and with the phone and stuff like that. So we are staying in good contact all the time. But it's a big miss to not have him in the dressing room, to not have him on the tour bus. Yeah. He is still, of course, a great character in all senses and a good friend. So that we miss. But we got another one as well. So it doesn't necessarily, come that, oh, now we missed everything and we got something that is not as good. It's not about that. Tommy was a great addition to the band. He was a Sabaton fan since a long time ago, and he was really excited about coming into the band, and I think that it was very nice of the way that the transition was made, that fans were very acceptable towards it, understanding Tobbe's decision that he wanted to try his own stuff, play his own music, write his own songs, and this is the reason. So I'm happy that the fans really accepted this in a very good way and welcoming Tommy every night in a good way.
Yeah.
So
Even accept it.
Yeah.
Okay, so Tommy is full integrated in Sabaton. And one question about the war drum set. I have heard it on the Lost Battalion. It was, I think. So my question is, did Hannes play it himself, or did you just program it on a PC?
We have this with us, so we are using it every night on the stage.
Yeah.
So he plays it, but it samples, but he plays it. So tonight he will play it.
Wow, nice.
Like on the album with the same sounds.
Oh, nice. Did you bring the tank?
Yes, we brought the tank.
The tanks. I heard you had the second one.
Yeah, we have two tanks, but the stage is only big enough for one.
Yeah. The only bigger stage in Vienna is, I think, it's Stadthalle.
It's too big. Nah, it's too small for us.
Last time I saw you were playing in Szene Wien, and that's just a 1/3 of the stage size there. Yeah. So it's nice to see you on a bigger stage, but it's not even comparable to the biggest stages you played on.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
But it's we are very adaptable, and we know that Sabaton is not equal around the world to bring the same kind of people and the same production every night. But tonight we do a good show here in Vienna. It will be our biggest production in Vienna, except for when we did the orchestra. But we do have a lot more stuff on the stage now, but we don't have an entire orchestra.
It would hard to fit on there.
Would be hard to fit them in tonight, yes. But we have a really good setup.
Yeah, we have a few surprises.
Yeah.
One more thing. It's very interesting that your songs are so historically correct. Even a friend of mine who's studying to become a history teacher, she said she could also teach her kids with Sabaton.
That's good.
Who is responsible for researching all that facts behind the songs?
It's you and Joachim.
I save a lot of stuff down, and when we do research when we write the lyrics, and it is easier these days than when we were doing Prima Victoria and Atere Dominatus. At that time you could not rely on the facts of the internet in the same ways. Today there is plenty of good sources on the internet about things, and we don't really need to go and find something else. And because what we sing about, there will always be two sides. So it is a little bit complicated to find what is right and wrong, actually. And we know we have not been perfect in all senses. We have been corrected later by people saying, oh, there wasn't 3,000 people, it was 2,865. And we'll be like, yeah, but maybe it sounded better to sing about 3,000 at that time or whatever. But the story that we found was 3,000, and then somebody else corrected the story. And there's even some of the stories that we sing about have been, since we sing about them, they have become a popular discussion, and people have dug into them and found out facts that didn't exist before, including things like they moved the entire battlefields. It wasn't happening in this city, it was happening actually there. In another village or something, and things like that nobody would know when we were writing the lyrics, but as we write them, people, oh, this is very exciting, and starting to dig and think, oh, and then they find out that, what, you are wrong, this is it. But then it's all right. I mean, we have done what we could with what we had.
One more last question. The Last Stand is actually the first album to stretch over a period of 2,500 years. And geographically, the songs are also widespread. It's the first time for you to play such a range.
Yeah.
Yes, range-wise, yes. We have been going back in history to some older stuff before, but we have not spread it out like this before on one album. So, yeah, it was. This was a help when writing the songs, because we were not stuck into the same vocabulary. We could move around, think of new words to use and new expressions. Yeah, that was very exciting to write it.
Okay. Sounds very nice. Do you have something to say to the crowd in Vienna or around the world, hopefully?
I think they are up for a good show for tonight, and hopefully as many people as possible show up.
Yeah.
So far, wherever we go with this touring package, with Sabaton, Accept and Twilight Force, the reviews come in, and from fans and from journalists, they both agree that it's a fantastic night where three bands really deliver a good show.
And thank you for all the support.
And even if people cannot see you today, you play on the Nova Rock Festival in Nickelsdorf in summer on the 17th of June, I think.
True. That's true. So there's another chance to see Sabaton live in the summer.
Thank you. As a fan, it was a very much pleasure to meet you guys. Thank you, and I wish you good health for the rest of your shows.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Awesome, man.